again? Holy cow. Okay, just a second. I'm like shocked. Today is October 6th. Turn that on. Come on. Okay. Now, show me, show me, show me. Okay, where am I looking? Okay, this is annoying. That's not what I want. Okay. Why does this not look right? I'm sorry, you guys. Why can't I find my stuff again? Almost there, almost there, almost there. There we go. Okay, why is that there now? Okay, hi you guys, how are you? Thanks for coming by. Hello, beautiful people. Susan, T-Barb, Larry, Lanny, Marby, Sherry Ann, Beth, Secret Soul. I have a thing on my screen. Okay, there's this thing on my screen. They updated their app. I don't know how to get that off. What if I touch it? Nothing happens. So they updated the app. I tried to remove it earlier. Let me just see if I can. Will this do it? Is it gone? Oh, darn it. Come on. It's still there. I don't know how to get it. It's still there. Can we delete you? Okay. I don't know. I deleted all that stuff. Save. Is it still? I don't know how to get that off. Hi, House of Letterman. Knocking it out of the park lately. Cartomancy, Gretchen. Donna. Oh, it's gone. There. Ta-da. Okay, you know what? I gotta take off my sweatshirt. I am heating up here. Okay, I just, late night, time to do my check-ins, and I'm like, wait a minute, but this, and then this, and then this, all these charts we've been doing, something's going to give you guys, and I'll show you what I mean. But I have got charts right now, like thinking I'm all organized. They're on my floor, on my bench, on my chair, on my desk. And I was just, putzing around. I'm like, just go live. Figure it out later. I'm like, okay, I will. Something's in the air, right? You guys feel that? I mean, aside, my gosh, has he lost his mind or what? Okay. Let me, hi T-Bird. Yeah, hi Marjorie. AHT, Yeah, something is up. I'm going to tell you what is up. Let me just look at one more thing. Aha! So there have been some like major things, but because there's been so many major things happening anyway, I have not been able to touch on those major things. And tonight they're screaming at me. We got to talk about this. See, I'm sorry. I'm so unprepared. I just was like, fine, I'll go live. Let's go back to the Libra Ingress. First day of fall. I knew something big was going to happen for several reasons. First of all, on the ascendant, we had Scorpio here. The thing giving life to Washington, D.C. all fall long. 0 degrees Scorpio. Scorpio does not have time for bullshit. It's about integrity. It's about seeing those things that haven't been revealed. You can't pull the wool over the Scorpio's eyes. It sees deceit everywhere, and it will defend to the teeth. Life or death. If it judges you, it's going to transform you. This is transformation. And that one caught my eye at that time because I know I haven't talked about this in a long time, but some of you who've been with me since the beginning, I would talk about the beginning of the end eclipse back in January 21st, 2019, the total lunar eclipse. It was a monster full moon eclipse because it lasted 5 hours and it covered all of North America and it covered all of South America. It covered our entire hemisphere. And eclipse energy lasts it's most potent the first 6 months, but it has lasting powers on average, we'll say a year and a half, but easily 2 years. And it can go longer than that depending on how many things it's setting off. But, oh goodness, can you wait 1 minute? I'm getting summoned. Just 1 second. Hey, I'm live. I cannot talk. June 19th. Sorry about that. So the reason why this was the beginning of the end for Donald. God. Back then, I was screaming because I knew it was the beginning of the end, and it really sucked then because this, they shut down the government for like a month that January. I don't know if it was still shut down by January 21st, but that'll give you kind of a time frame. So I knew something had been set in stone that this was the beginning of the end. And the reason why is because, and this is a chart I don't have, is his inauguration chart. This chart, on the top of the chart, here's the ascendant. So this was at nighttime. The sun was right conjunct the bottom heaven, the lower part of the chart. We couldn't see the sun because it was on the other side of the world. We could only see this great big bright full moon above us. Well, in Washington, D.C., that moon was 0 degrees 12 minutes Leo. Leo is the sign for the leader of a nation. The midheaven was 0 degrees Leo, 0 degrees 4 minutes. The moon is 0 degrees 52 minutes. They're both 0 degrees Leo. So this total lunar eclipse, full moons are revelations, manifestations, endings. The sun down here, 0 degrees Aquarius, conjunct the lower heaven. This is super karmic, being this close to the bottom of the chart, because here you're drawing in your ancestors and everything from the past in your lineage. Donald's inauguration chart was like this. When he was inaugurated, the sun was at the very top of the chart. 0 degrees, his highest achievement, the photos. The moon that time was in Scorpio. I think it was about 14 degrees. And I knew, when I first saw that inauguration chart, I knew we would get to the bottom of the things, but it would take a really, really, really long time because we have these fixed signs. But basically, his inauguration chart was like this. This was the full moon eclipse. Exactly opposite. It eclipsed his inauguration chart. So when I talk about the beginning of the end for him, it started here, January 21st. And January 21st, the USA was still very sleepy. She was shut down. We had some awful eclipses that really, it was like, she had no defenses. It was like she was paralyzed. The eclipses that came before that, the new moon, it was so harsh. It was opposite all of USA's life-giving planets. It was like being in a straitjacket, blindfolded, and someone having their boot on someone's neck, really strangling her. And as a nation, we were really stunned. And then there was all this confusion because where Neptune was, it still is. But like, what is going on? Well, later that year, this is in January, the eclipses that happened in July, those were the first set of eclipses I went through with all of you. That's when USA started to get her mojo back. She was starting to gather her energy and could defend herself. But this whole time, she couldn't. And that was very misleading for Don Julio because he had a really false sense of security at the time because the eclipse prior to this, set his chart up beautifully. Do whatever you want. You're the king. And so he did his very worst. So here we are, January 21st, beginning of the end. First day of fall. What's on the ascendant? Scorpio, 0 degrees. It has some unfinished business. So it is activating this energy in the background. The stuff that got set then, everything gets revealed. Haven't you noticed all the stuff that's coming to light? Holy cow. I just saw that article. I didn't get to read it about Rosenstein and Jeff Sessions and separate families no matter what. Guess what? Can't get away from that. That started, I think, around this time. Gosh, just atrocious. So, and we had a yod, the finger of death, pointing. This mark, 18 degrees, was really important because it was the mark that 18 degrees is the midpoint of Donald's Mars and Pluto. His obsession, his aggression, his anger, his secrets, all the yucky stuff we don't like about him. This split that in half. And the thing is, Venus is so strong right now because Mars is retrograde. Donald's Mars cannot manhandle Venus and money the way it wants to. She has superpowers. He has no defenses. Ergo, he's sick. Mars is the planet that protects and defends you. He's sick. Oh my gosh. Look at these degrees. We had Saturn at 13, opposite USA Sun. Pluto, 21 degrees. Mercury, 25 degrees. You guys are familiar with this because now we have all these big planets that have been rolling over. Back and forth, back and forth. Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. Okay, what do I want to go to next? Let's talk about this. So then what happened? This was the beginning of the end eclipses. Then fast forward, July. This was a Cancer new moon eclipse. This is where USA got her mojo back. Breathed life into her. That new moon eclipse, it wasn't obnoxious like that 5-hour thing. I think this one lasted minutes. Maybe like 5-10 minutes. It was gentle enough, but it still packed a lot of power. This was at 10 degrees Cancer. Lands far away. This is coming up, I think later this month is when he has that phone call. Do us a favor though. That's where his new intentions were starting. But this is what grabbed my attention. Donald's, okay, we have 10 degrees Leo at the top of this chart, the midheaven over Washington, D.C. See that 10 degrees Leo? This one freaked me out a bit. And I knew it was going to be harmful for us, but I knew it was going to be mostly harmful for him. 10 degrees Leo is where his natal Pluto is. That super destructive planet. I wish I don't think I have his, of all the charts I have, I don't have his. But just know that this is his planet of destruction. Was right over Washington, D.C., ruled by Pluto, transformation, destruction. There was going to be a real destructive quality about this. And that things had a lot of momentum going forward. Also at that time, so this eclipse is picking up and carrying forth this monster full moon eclipse in January. It is pregnant with it. It picks that up, gonna make this bigger. Uranus now is at 5 degrees Taurus. Explosive surprises information. And that summer, that month, for we the people, that July was really ugly. I think that Mueller testified. I think, was it Cummings? His house got broken into. Mr. Epps was arrested. I think Cohen had to testify in New York that month. This was, D&I Coates, no, that was in August. A lot of shocking stuff happened at this time, and that's what that pre-paved. Take notice here. What else did it do? Nobody saw this. I didn't see this until January. The North Node, life's purpose, life directions, 17 Cancer. That's the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, 17 degrees Cancer. It's like the whole chart is resting on the fulcrum of 17 degrees Cancer, where we go from here. So all of this now will carry over to the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January. But the reason why this one caught my eye so much was because Libra Ingress Scorpio doing her job. We're activating this eclipse from July 2nd when USA gets her mojo, because this is 5 degrees Leo. This was 5 degrees Taurus, Uranus. And so now there's this crazy synergy happening because we have a 0, the 5, a midheaven Leo 5 at the Libra Ingress, and at the top of this eclipse, we have 10. Leo, Donald's Pluto destruction. You might even want to think public self-destruction. And the reason why I'm harping on those numbers is because of the 0, the 5, the 10. The 0 is the most powerful point of a sign. And we have the 5, the midpoint. the 5, the midpoint between 0 and 10, destruction, are kind of like the detonators because it's Uranus. A lot of detonators going on here for shocking things to happen. The 0, the 5, the 10. Fast forward. This, I need a cleaner chart. I know I have a cleaner chart. Well, I don't know where it is. How am I supposed to find anything? What's this? That's not it. I don't even have the Saturn Pluto. I do. Sorry, guys. Too much charts. Too much stuff. We need to see the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Are you in here or you're in the other one? Here it is. Saturn-Pluto conjunction. 0, 5, 10. 0, 5, 10. Full moon. Where's the 0, 5, 10? 0, 5, 10. Sorry, you guys. Okay. Anyway, that 0, 5, 10 puts a square into Libra season. We had this full moon. Oh my God. In Aries, and what a jolt. Which one do I want to talk about? So at the full moon, Mars is retrograde. Donald's defenses go down from the virus. People are truly aghast with the crap that is coming out and what he's doing. We should only expect all this shocking news. In this chart, 28 degrees Aquarius is on the ascendant. So this whole full moon, what's active is 28 degrees Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, that planet of catastrophe, shock, more shock, shocking news, and humanitarian efforts. We are seeing the worst of humanity on so many levels from this administration. We're getting shocking beyond shocking news every single day. The markets crashed today as soon as Don Julio said, forget COVID relief. Not a good idea. The 28 degree mark is really important for several reasons. Not only would the 28 Aquarius be so important this full moon, it's conjunct the USA moon, the people. So the welfare of the people and humanitarian efforts toward the people and treating them as valuable human beings is first thing. That is what's breathing life into what's happening in DC. And they're really struggling with that idea. But more importantly, we have Venus from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which was Venus was 28 degrees Aquarius. Venus is 28 degrees Aquarius, conjunct the ascendant. So not only are we getting shocking news, it's going to be related to women, it's going to be related to people's welfares, it's related to one's values, it's related to money, and Venus circulation and Venus-related organs like the kidney and the thyroid. So this takes precedence. Venus. And I've been saying all along that during this Mars retrograde, Mars can no longer defend the indefensible. Values will stand up and take center stage. That's Venus. And it just seems totally nutty. I had recorded Maddow, and then I just started to watch some of her. I'm like, what the heck happened since I was gone? When he was on the way to Walter Reed, this asteroid Pholus, Pholus, when they said he was going, I heard it in the car, took a screenshot, just crossed the midheaven. Pholus is the thing that gets uncorked. It gets unplugged. It is like the genie comes out and you can't put it back in. Something burst. Something gave way. And we've seen that from his behavior and all the fallout since then, and the horror of our public servants who work in humanitarian ways getting sick because of him so irresponsibly. And before I go check in with you guys, lastly, today what was full of news. I haven't even had the chance to tell you guys, hey, Saturn went direct and so did Pluto. Pluto went direct, and I think that was over this weekend. What I've noticed with this administration when Saturn is retrograde, remember everything's been retrograde for so long, that when Saturn goes direct, which is authority, government institutions, they have always had a really debilitating effect on Donald. I couldn't wait for this Saturn to go direct because I knew that with everything we've been going backwards and looking at all the devastation, looking in the, now we're in reverse, going, and we can see everything he's done during this time. I knew that the law would stand up. Our institutions would stand up. Filings would start happening. Indictments would start happening. There have been so many, I cannot even keep up with them. But he does not fare well when Saturn goes direct. And he has no more aces up his sleeve as far as I'm concerned, now that with the whole White House, the West Wing being out of commission essentially, and how much credibility people are losing fast. Biden-Harris rising. That's self-destruction. Here's that self-destruction here happening before our eyes. But it's like destroying everyone. Oh no, who is? Okay, I have to ignore that. But today, I was very curious what would happen today because the sun was 14 degrees Libra. The USA Saturn, the thing that brings so much stability to our laws in our nation, because Libra is the scales of justice. The sun was conjunct there, and it was almost like the scales of justice dropped a hammer, a bunch of them, and was like, you're in trouble, you're in trouble, you're in trouble, you're in trouble. I just saw the first little bit of that video that was released in combination by Christopher Ray of Light, the FBI, NSA, CIA, all of them protecting our elections. And oh my gosh, to do that on a day when the sun is conjunct Saturn, extraordinary power. Cannot spin that at all. And the entire world got that message. Not only did we in DC, the entire world saw and felt it. Meanwhile, Donald, I talked about this earlier, his biggest wound that he has to heal, we all have Chiron in our charts. It looks like this, the wounded healer, the deepest pain that we have that only we can heal ourselves. No guru or doctor or anyone or any type of money can heal that pain. One must do it on their own. So his pain is conjunct the USA, Saturn, and Libra. It brings him so much pain that we have justice and equality and a solid basis, stable basis for our laws. This drives him crazy. On top of his pain being there, his Juno, which also looks like this at 20, his Juno is also at 14, Libra. Juno represents marriage, your partner. So he is married to this pain. And the only way he's able to heal this pain is to remove the stability of our scales of justice. That's why rules don't apply. It's not fair. He thinks equality, civil rights, human rights, women's rights are unfair. That has to be destroyed because it's only fair if it's all in his favor. So today, on this day of authority and laws and justice, because there's so much happening globally, throughout the U.S., well, yeah, and globally too, he was whining and screaming. What is it? The Section 230 repeal, which has to do with the FEC, and you have to be decent on airways. It's the reason why, certain tweets and things can get censored. He thinks that's unfair, and he was screaming about it. That's his pain. Get rid of these rules. And then, nope, we're not going to work on any of that funding. Get rid of that because that's unfair. The only thing we're going to work on is the thing that I want, which is Amy COVID Barrett. He was having a tantrum today. So beyond the drugs that he's on, which I feel like those little zappers, those little bees I talked about in my video, the vision I had, they are starting to spaz. I can just sense that they're spazzing and freaking out, the little virus germs in his body. They've been weird tonight. So that's why he was screaming today and throwing a tantrum. And then we were all in horror like, what are you doing? This is not who we are. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction is about restructuring world governments and power, and our values are right on the ascendant, front and center. Can't do this. This is inhumane. You have to follow science. Aquarius is the sign about science as well. Wear a mask. Am I going to buffer on that? So this was at the full moon. A lot of things are triggering off. The biggest trigger, you know what? We'll pause right there. I'm going to check in with you, and then I'll get to the biggest trigger. Where's my chart with here it is. Put this right here so I don't lose myself. Okay, how are you? Okay. Yes, Terry, I saw that. That is what I think where I started looking at this. Terry says, General Hayden says, if Trump's reelected, our allies will abandon the USA. I agreed it. Oh, thank you, Marjorie. We'll look for that article about America's Saturn return history. Yet a bunch of the staff are gone as well. They're sick. And I think there was a memo at some point, don't even bother coming in if you want a test, go see your physician, was the memo to the staffers. I know AHT, Miller's got the cerveza. Callie says that's what we're going to talk about. Any charts about him resigning? That's where I'm trying to get to because there's so much big stuff happening. Hi, Jay Bird. Okay. So, yeah, I think Steve M's wife, she had it before, but this might be the first time. I guess his genes aren't so pure, huh? Okay, so we're going to get that to Callie, so to that's why I went live, because all of these things are coming together in such major, huge ways. I just had to go live. Oh my gosh, my body is so warm, which is weird. This is like a weird warm. It's not a hot flash warm. It's just, I don't know. That's weird tonight too. So, we talked about the 0, the 5, the 10 with those eclipses, how those were the big trigger points, right? This was a Libra Ingress with 5 Leo. And then the beginning of the end, 0 Leo. And then Donald, his Pluto, the planet of destruction, that he has in the 12th house of secrets. So he can't see his own self-destruction. Do you get that? The things that are in his 12th house are also his blind spot. So he can't see how his aggression undermines himself, how his destructive waves undermine himself. And that's why he's got to go blame everybody else, because he is blind to it. And now he's cerveza, dexamethasone, whatever, charged up, right? So, the storm is coming. Something is going to give. I told you about the 0, 5, 10. So, oh my God. This is another point I've been waiting to talk about. This 9 degrees Taurus, that's going to have to wait for another day. Donald's Nessus, Nessus is here. That asteroid is all about where one's abuser is. This type of abuser especially, I have to, that in one's chart, Nessus is where this or that type of person is in your life. I had said recently, I was wondering what would happen when this Uranus, because it was at 10 degrees Taurus, what would happen when it retrogrades at 9 degrees Taurus? Will we finally be able to get this abuser off our back? Because this is a sensitive point in the USA chart. And I feel like, yeah, Uranus came back and it is kicking Nessus off. Get the F out. So we got that going. Uranus, again, this is associated with upheaval, catastrophes, lightning, shock, record-breaking things. It's a major, major planet. It relieves pressure. With earthquakes, the things that have pressure relieved, all of a sudden, that's Uranus. The plates that shift, that's Saturn, because they're earthy. But right now, Uranus is retrograde at 9 degrees 39 Taurus. It is exactly opposite. Mercury, 9 degrees Scorpio. It's coming into an exact opposition. So when you talk about Don Julio's chart with the 10, I wish I had his chart here, but this is his Pluto. His Pluto is at 10 degrees Leo. Something has to give. These planets can't stand here in fixed signs and do nothing. So let's put Donald's, oh, holy crap. Oh my God. So on the midheaven and the lower heaven, this chart that I drew tonight was at 11 Aquarius. This is really important. This is at 11 degrees Leo. There is so much tension right now with these points. The top of the chart, the bottom of the chart. Where you strive to go. It's also a lifting off point of death. The bottom of the chart, where you're born into, where you have your roots, your foundation, your history, your family karma, your ancestors. Something's got to give. We have this Mercury, messaging, communication. It's Donald's ruling planet because he is a Gemini. You always have to follow Mercury, what it's doing, because that's what he's doing. So this Mercury is also in square to Donald's Pluto, self-destruction. So we've got this T-square, actually this Grand Cross. This is when he went to whatchamacallit, partnership. Oh my God. Oh, and beginning of the end on the ascendant is 25 degrees Libra. We're at 14 right now. So in about 11 days, this will also be very active. Wouldn't it be nice if he was gone by then? Oh my gosh. And you guys know who've been here, this 25 degrees is activating Saturn-Pluto conjunction, the can opener eclipse, everything. It's hitting, everything is getting triggered and hit. Something's gonna give. Where is my Libra Ingress? So this is today. Libra Ingress, Donald. This is, where's my chart for the Libra? Libra, Aries, full moon. Saturn, Pluto. USA. Okay, that. Ha. The sun is here. Look it. Here we go. We're right here. We are right here. We're in the house of secrets. This is why we can all feel it and sense it. We know something's going on, but it's hidden. We can't see it. The Libra Ingress had the Yad, the finger of God, destiny, often in like a death chart or a resigning chart, maybe. Shh. And the life's purpose. That is there. So in the 12th house, Donald drew Temperance and the Queen of Swords. Temperance, blending things, the law, maybe. Queen of Swords, courts. The electorate, maybe. Well, that's where we are. I was hoping for more from that. So we also not right now have the North Node over Donald's Sun. Something's got to give. Now, getting back to what Callie Suds was saying, heard that there were some discussions about people asking him to resign. I don't know if that's true. The only reason why I was looking at its truthfulness is because this is the time of JonCooper's tweet, who reported that. I was willing to go with it because he does have connections to GOP, but the last one he had tweeted was about the GOPers. A lot are saying that his cerveza virus is much worse than anybody is leading on to, and there's that possibility of him not making it. That was a stretch to put that out there and put your name to it. I thought that was really brave. I wanted to see how that would pan out. I think he was correct from everything that I've seen play out, and then behind the scenes, because it also lined up with all of the horoscopes. So I was like, I want to see what this is about. That's the chart. Oh my God. Donald's Pluto, his destructive, self-destructive planet, just went under here. We have some secret discussions going on, sudden secret discussions, news, values, opposite Mercury in this area of public service, military, day-to-day routine, deep deep, deep, heart-to-heart, deep, pointed discussions. Shocking discussions about the photos. So when I threw that chart, I was like, I've seen that chart before. Where is it? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Look how similar these are. This was a Libra Capricorn first quarter moon on Wednesday, September 23rd. The ascendant is 5 Gemini. This is 3 Gemini. The midheaven is 12 Aquarius. This is 11 Aquarius. This is not a coincidence. This is part of the story to tell, which leads into another thing. That Don Julio being positive for cerveza, we're going to make this a level playing field against our opponents. On the ascendant was the sun, photos, first house, all about me. Water sensing. Those droplets, those aerosols, getting them out there. Finding somewhere to incubate. But the most telling thing, I trace the 6 Pentacles back. That is the card of the super spreader. So, September 23rd. This is why back up. Here we go. Are we here? Are we here? Hello. Oh, I'm here. Thank you. I'm back. Gee, did I say something that triggered YouTube? Maybe Super S event? Maybe that someone was tested positive? Because I think I trace it back to September 10th is when Don Julio, this week, the 10th to the 17th, I think is when it was positive. And he was like, Ivanka, what do I do? Because a lot of people that week showed up. Ivanka, Jared, Don Julio showed up with the Queen of Pentacles on the ascendant, the thing giving them life. You know, that's cerveza. It traces back to September 10th. At the time, Uranus, genius. I'm like, is this when the plan was hatched to do that? Because it was a nightmare, a total nightmare that this happened. The moon was in Gemini. Yep, the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands, not only is that obstruction and fighting, that is fighting the cerveza. That's why the 5 of Wands was crowning DC at this last full moon. I lost the chart again. So it traces back to here. That's why it was kind of like they were planning to do it. There were people who knew. Bill Barr seems to have known. This Yod, the finger of God, pointing to the hope, the dream. 5th house, creativity. We're going to be creative about, and there's going to be a sacrifice. Well, that happened to be, rest in peace, Ruthie. This is where I trace it back to September 23rd. Got that Yod again. So, you guys get a sense, everything that is active right now, there are so many forces happening and going on. Where's that moon? Oh my gosh. There's even more. But this I had to absolutely make sure I covered. So we're going to ask this tarotscope. I had already asked the tarot if it was true. I'm not going to use this one. This is the one that wants to tell the story. Is it true? Do the 3 pile. You know, is it true that there's a discussion going on? I need to sit down. Oh, look at that. I happen to have an Ace of Cups here. Is it true that, let's put my desk down a little more. Oh, I thought it went down lower. So, is it true that there's discussions going on? Is it true that there's discussions going on about him? Is it true that there's discussions going on about him? Is it true that there's discussions going on about him? Huh. Is there true that there's discussions going on about him resigning? As indicated in that JonCooper tweet. No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Ah, that's a double no. Yes, later. Yes, later. Photos. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. It's really, really tenuous. I feel like this no was don't look, don't look, don't look. I feel like there is some sort of discussion happening. I don't know what will happen with that. Let's get the astro cards. So this tarotscope, this has to do about, not just in general, this is a very specific tweet about discussions about him. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, first of all, tarot, show me. Let me see. Show me discussions about resigning. Because you showed it pretty clearly before when I saw it. Show me a discussion of resigning. Gosh, I am interfering in this because I'm like so scared to know and want to do it accurately and don't want to mess it up. Discussion resigning. What's that covered in? Show me Donald. It's covering him. GOP members. How does Donald link to them, bridge to them? How do they bridge to him? The base. Oh, my goodness. The magician performing some magic. As above, so below. As above, so below. Do you think they're getting a clue from the cosmos? As above, the stars, the heaven, so below, down here on earth. What is happening on earth? This is the most reality feeling card I have gotten from them, all of them, GOP. Grounded in reality, pondering this question. Look at all these roses, the divine feminine. Catch 22. Someone getting sanctioned. Cut off. In the skies. Discussion of resignation. Ooh! Endings? Covered in negotiating. Negotiating an ending. Donald. But I've been a really good person. I've been the best one ever. I have all this data to prove. He's the apprentice. He's working really hard. Working really hard. Covered in poverty. He's on the outside of that warm church discussion. Whew! GOP. They're a family. This is not the Trump campaign. This is them, themselves, separate from all of that. Covered in the King of Cups. Not being in support of, oh boy. Donald links to them. But look at everything I've given to you. I've given you stability and security. Look at all this money. Look at all this money and COVID. Look at all this money, all these friends, all these mercenaries, all these things I've given to you. That's how he links to them. They link back. The Republican Party is falling apart. We are not a happy family. The basis of this is the past times, what happened. Looking at the past, at everything that's happened. Okay. Show me 3 outcomes of these discussions. That is in the air. They're talking about that. Top 3 things. Outcomes. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Challenge. Number 2, challenge. Number 3, challenge. Give me the final. Intelligence, charging forth, fighting back. 3 things, final results to have. You could be on your way to a new beginning, a new start. You're the fool. You're the illegitimately elected fool, plus some sealed indictments. The challenge, sending him on his way, are the courts. And Bill behind bars. Second well, the second issue is there's nobody staffed in the White House. The White House is not functioning. Send him on the way. the White House is not functioning. The challenge are their election burdens, yes, and all that interference. And we know from that book Compromise, this is all the data that they're storing, whether it's voter data, voter rolls, profiles, breached account information, everything they've had on voters and people in the United States of America, stored on servers outside the country. That's rhyme with Trusha. It's a new kind of espionage. So that's their challenge. With the White House not working, we are kind of have this problem that we've done. The third outcome, the courts. The courts, the judgments for the Trump campaign is the challenge. So he's trying to negotiate all that because I think he's got all this evidence on them, but they are not in support of him. They're judging him. It is a major judgment that is happening right now. Something is going to give. Can we see what's going to give? Something, there's a, this, aside from something is going to get ready to give beneath all of our feet, this especially, the momentum, everything has been set into motion. When will it happen? I'm not sure. I'm willing to take a guess that we have these things that are active. He's got that North Node, Destiny, sitting right over his sun, and here comes the moon. He is an eclipse baby, ready to roll over it, and then we're going to head into a third quarter moon, which is still carrying all of this. It could happen soon. It could happen later. This Mars, I'm still waiting to retrograde to 17 degrees Aries because that will definitely do something from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, but that isn't until the end of the month. But everything that's been in the making is solid. Everything is here. So they're majorly judging him. What was my question about that? Final outcome is they're judging him. What are they judging him on? What are they judging him on? The party seems like they're cohesive and together. I think that Ten of Pentacles showing their solidarity, and the Ten of Cups, they're falling apart if they don't come together. They're going to judge him on. Now this is the GOP. Judging him. The base. And what solves it? This is what he's judged on, and what solves these issues? Crowning him. All of them. What solves these issues? So they're judging him. They're willing to go the distance. They're not burnt out. They are like, this is where we are together collectively. We can rally. And we're willing to take action on that. We've got people that will be with us. What an emotional... They're in the waters. These rumbling waters are ready to just get out and deal with it and get to the sun in safety. Judging him on what? So that's speed. Judging him on his inability to get anything going. The standstill. Oh, because of the COVID, he called off COVID agreements just to stop that. This is the number one thing. They're judging him because of this. At the basis of it is, why the heck? What the heck? Are you on drugs? What in the world prompted all of this that we should know about? Because it's a big mystery. Just everyone just like, what? No answers. And what's crowning this is the good news. The good news what? Good news, a whistleblower. Good news, whistleblower. The fake news, the fake polls. I think that might be polling. What is that about? That Page of Cups. King of Swords. Hackers. Judging Facebook. Facebook got rid of all the QAnon stuff. That the plan that they have just is not going to cut it. It's so I think that's like polling data. It's just things are not working. The second thing, comfort and security. Our oligarchy lifestyle. We're happy like this. We've got a real problem with this because you are tweeting on a tweeting tirade. This is just too tough of a time with the voters making decisions and this information coming out, and we have debates coming up. Crowning this, comfort and security, the Trump-Russia agreement, and then the Trump crime syndicate. This is insane. We are paying the price for this garbage with our lifestyle. Poverty. I feel like this is what's happening to our economy because they're really ready to just blow it. Just how impulsive, unstable, unreliable, forgettable, destructive, careless he is with everything he does. Look at all that. Crowning this is, them standing on their own 2 feet. We can't do this anymore. And the way to solve this is that he has 10 swords in his back. He's done. We've given him the revival, but we kind of want to give ourselves our own chance. Yeah. We want to see if we can make up for this. Victory. Without him? The way we solve this is they band together. They band together on their own, with their hacker help. Stabilize the government, get more structure and order. So they're judging him by that, and this is how they solve these problems. Government in order, give themselves a chance, consolidate what they have for victory. Wow. Yeah, so there's a lot of heartfelt thought because this is crazy, crazy insanity. How are you guys doing? Any updates? I love that Nancy addressed the whole thing about drugs and side effects. I know, Donna. We're in Mercury shadow, but yes, she always outfoxes Trump during Merc retro. And you know what? That's also the blind spot that Bill Barr shares. Hi, Dreamweaver. Hi, Danielle. I'm new. This is so interesting. I'm glad you're here. Did we talk? Oh, T-Ride says there's a press conference scheduled for 11:30 tomorrow already. Does that have to do the one with Christopher Ray of Light and all of them addressing our security? Because, I mean, can't you just see Chris getting fired for that? Oh, gosh. Hi, Dreamweaver. Sorry, I sat down. That's why the volume went down. Okay, I'll stand back up. Which means I have to put my desk back. So we've established that they're having some discussions. So let's do a tarotscope about that. Oh my gosh, you know what's on this cusp of their discussions here? So this area has to do with communications and discussions. The cusp, this is like the most powerful point leading into this area. That is 24 degrees Cancer. Hello, can't open eclipse alert is operating here on the 3rd. Oh my gosh. And oh man, so this is communication. This is the law. And we've got Pluto and Jupiter right. So when you have planets on these cusps, it's like it opens all the doors for the entire chart so it can all speak to each other. Nothing is being held back. Nothing can be held back because it's like the gates open. So let's just see what happens for this tarotscope. I want a tarotscope. Now, I've never done it specifically for a specific incident. I just let the tarot tell me, the astrology tell me what's up. But this time I'm going to say, hey, astrology cards, we need you to go and let us know what's happening with the discussions about him going bye-bye from the Republican Party. Oh, I can do that. Okay, so what's going on with this? So, first house identity. These discussions, the moon is right there. Jupiter return, the benefits. Well, Jupiter's not really in a strong place, but so they are reviewing all the benefits that they've had and reevaluating those benefits. Secrets. With these discussions, we have the earth element stability. That has to do with those who knew that he was positive and said nothing. So that is one of the secrets. Oh, wait. And the hidden enemy in these discussions. Who's going to be the sacrificial lamb? Because someone is going to get it. And someone is likely going to pass. The only time I get this card, I've gotten it twice. Once was with Mr. Floyd back in May, June, and RBG. So that's the hidden enemy. 11th house, hope, wishes, friends. The North Node. They're having these discussions and they're hoping that they are going to be full of purpose and where they're supposed to go. Holy cow. I am shocked, actually. That's what they're hoping to do. Tenth house, what's crowning these discussions? Stable genius, Uranus, someone has a plan. Now remember, when I traced back the cerveza to when he got it and the plan and what to do, this was actually in the 9th house, lands far away. So, which is Vlad's house, Putin's house. I feel like there's an element there. I don't know if there's a consultation on that. That's very interesting. Or is it a creative way that the stable genius has got to go? And here we go. This is the sign of Aquarius. It's ruled by Uranus. This is in the area, oh my God, area of secrets. And it's opposite Mercury, his ruler. It's squaring Donald's destruction. Oh man. 9th house. Faith, law, lands far away. 4th house, roots, who we are. Having faith in our roots. I haven't really seen this one over here before. So the 9th house. So if they are senators, they are lawmakers, that would fit here. They're looking at who they are, who we are, where we've come from. Shared resources in their discussions. Libra, I balance. There's a couple things that come to mind with this. Now, this is Putin's card for when he wants to tip the scales in favor for him. But we also have this presser coming tomorrow that they have to deal with some reality about the security of our elections. This is a shared resource amongst them discussing with Donald about him leaving. Is it fair and balanced? We have Cupido agreement. Pholus, this has, something's been uncorked. Pallas Athena. And Jupiter is orbiting direct. Saturn and Pluto, all these are orbiting direct now. It's like they can't play games anymore. Things are serious. We can't pretend anymore. So balancing the scales of justice, what about that? How are they going to manage that? 7th house, partnership, open adversary. 2nd house of owning. So it always comes back to money. This area is your partner or it's your open adversary. So they know there is a money component here that has to be addressed. Income gains values. Here's the U.S. What are our values? This area has to do with public servants. This is where the conversations are taking place. The truth. The truth. In Scorpio, yeah, you better believe they are talking about the truth. Oh, man. Gosh, this feels so consequential. 5th house of the sun, that's the photos. 5th house, creativity. How can they creatively, look at this, you guys, make this win-win? There's the sun at 14 degrees Libra. Remember, in the U.S. chart, this is where Saturn is. It's where Donald's Chiron is, his pain that he's married to. But it is also conjunct the asteroid Nike, which is victory, like in a war. We have the part of fortune, which has to do with like a really lucky part in the chart. They are really trying to have these discussions, make it justified, everyone can win, it's super lucky. However, because there are so many problems coming out with law enforcement, the truth, and Mars retrograde, self-reflection. Ooh. 4th house, defenses. We've got Venus there. Cancer, I feel. This, I think, is Donald not feeling well at all. He's not feeling well enough to serve. Venus is the divine feminine. That's the body. Venus has to do with Venus circulation. The things he's been struggling with and that's in Virgo. And that's a sign of health and gains. He's been having problems with that. 3rd house of communications. This stuff has been building up for a long time. We've got the Uranian planet Volcanos. And so their communications are about messaging. They're just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, probably trying to cover their tracks from the past and all the garbage they've done. And find the 2nd house of income, gains, values. With these discussions, we have a water element, sensing, really trying to tune into their values, tune into what's going on with one another, what's going to happen with their partnerships. This feels very solemn. But it's just like, we can't do this stage anymore. On the ascendant, we have Pisces, I believe. So this I believe, I feel like this is a story that they might try to tell us about what they're creatively trying to do. Saturn return, age, wisdom. The truth is just kicking their butts. The government is kicking their butts. So they're going to try to do something make-believe like. So let's throw some tarot cards and see what comes up. Because, I threw some cards on what those discussions are and what resignation looks like. Maybe those cards will show up here. You never know. I'm going to use my storytelling cards. How are you guys doing? I know he's so... Pray for a healthy baby. Kathy, we want you to have a healthy baby. Your baby feels very happy. Okay. The Ruskies have already distributed their phase 2 trials with the vaccine. HT. That Medal of Honor, my goodness. Okay. Okay. So. Okay, let's throw this tarotscope. What's going to happen here? There you go. Yeah, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm taking more questions related to what's happening politically tonight. I wasn't planning, this was not on my calendar tonight. So, yeah, I'm really concerned about what they've been saying about if you get positive, but it goes away. And even if you test negative, you're still shedding those cells, and even if they might be inactive or dead, they're still contagious because you're shedding them. If anybody has more information about that, I would love to hear that, because I know I've heard that a couple times, but not many times. Okay. Remember those red bags are... Oh, I'll have to go look at that, okay, about the pictures that were posted to my Twitter. Okay. Okay. Tarot. What's going on with discussions with the Republican Party, Don Julio, about resigning? That is what this tarotscope is about. What's going on there? What do you want to tell us? This first house of identity, these conversations, the moon is there. They're talking about the White House. Who's going to take over the White House? That is the first and most important thing about their discussion. What's happening there, what's going on, how it's being managed. Jupiter return benefits. What are we going to do? What's the secret here? The unexpected secret opposite Mercury. Judgment. This is usually like bias, racism, not interpreting things correctly. Stability, not in, oh, I feel like he's trying to say he's not understanding. There's some stability they're trying to get at, but he just is not making sense. That's a secret, the hidden enemy. We have stealing, taking something away. This is his impulsive behavior. The deception, how evasive he is. Hidden enemy, the sacrifice that has to be made because he is so evasive and deceptive. This area, the North Node, the life's purpose, those discussions they're having with them. Oh, the Queen of Wands. Which queen is this? North Node, life's purpose, and the Queen of Wands? Queen of Pentacles. This has been showing up so much lately. This is about a person who contracts the COVID. Oh my gosh. Just giving in, giving up, exhausted. The treason, the weakening. Okay, so I think this has to do with what are they going to do going forward, because this is the card about handing everything over to Donald's pal in Trusha. It's actually the Queen of, that's kind of Vlad. That's handing everything over. So what are they going to do about that? 11th house. That's their wound. That's their pain. There's a lot of, they've got some problems. What's crowning them in these discussions? With Uranus, the genius, the disappointment, just want to give up. And also, this is also the China, Russia, North Korea card. How do they satisfy their allies? Because everyone is done, basically. Lands far away, the law. What are their discussions about? We have the here. The broken agreements. Getting back to their roots here, the broken agreements that were over here, far away, the broken agreements with people of faith, the broken agreements with law, the broken agreements as a lawmaker, that he's forced on all of them. Shared resources, Libra, I balance in your discussions. There's no balance. There is no yes. This is what I'm getting for people who maybe they tested positive, maybe they didn't. Maybe this, maybe that. Okay. What are you balancing? Oh. This is a settlement. Making a decision. Their goal is to have a settlement to make them all happy. This Baron Empress in the 7th house of partnership and funding. Ooh, they owe some money, some things to Russia. They're facing the truth in their discussions as public servants. They're being very generous. This came up with Donald, the negotiating of the terms of resigning. There's a lot of truth here. They feel married to Donald, but they are all on their same page as far as the messaging And something's going to erupt with that. 5th house of the sun, they're going to be creative. They want some victory here over the bill with COVID. Okay, with that bill. They need some help there to get this passed. 4th house roots, I feel King of Swords. Cancer, I feel fine. My brain works just fine. I'm a servant. This is related to this though. I feel good. There are some stern words happening here. Deliberate. 3rd house messages. This is the end. This didn't go exactly as we thought it would go, but this is the end. It's not ideal. The 2nd house income gain. So here's an offer. We are introspective. We are thinking about this. We are talking about this. Someone's got to take an offer. There's going to be a sacrifice. They feel very strong in their discussions, and it is absolutely a tower. They are on fire. This is a catastrophe. And he is very malicious and upset. These are the discussions. I don't know when something is going to give. Something will give. It would absolutely, it could come at any time. The moon just went over this. Here, no, I need to look at the lunation. Where is the full moon? I am not good at predicting time. The moon, oh my gosh. Okay. So this was at 9 p.m. Eastern. The moon was 10 degrees Gemini, heart to heart. This is the full moon chart. Look here. The bottom of the chart is 11 Gemini, meaning this moon has gone up, was in this area of discussion. It's gone under the midheaven into the 4th house of home. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this magic. At this full moon, we drew the King of Swords. In this chart of their discussion, the King of Swords is also right here. The astrology at the full moon said Gemini. I think Donald is a Gemini. I think I've got the North Node sitting over my sun. And I am thinking. Where's Mercury in this chart? It's up here in shared resources, life, death, transformation. What's crowning DC is his fight and an agreement. Cat's out of the bag. There's probably going to be more developments here. I would love to say more, but I don't want to mislead. Does this answer any questions? I feel like it answers questions. Yeah, they're having these discussions. You know what? I'm going to just do one more set of cards, and that's going to be Pence. So obviously Pence knows that they're having discussions. Oh, darn it. I didn't write these down. Oh, I got some of them. I can look back. This is Judgment. They had Strength. And a Tower. 4 of Wands. This was the 4 of Cups. World. And this was the King of Swords. I forgot what all that was, but let's see. what Pence says. I need some water. How you guys doing? Seeing mother. He's such a mother effer, isn't he? GM Dave, you are right here. How you doing? Okay. So, tarot. Whoops. We got the queen out there. Pence. Where is Mike Pence with all these discussions of leaving? Where is he? Tell us what. I mean, I just don't trust anything that comes out of that guy. You guys know that his brother, or is it his brother-in-law? I think it's his brother, his actual brother from Indiana, has a business over in the Russia related to Paul Manashort. I mean, that's who picked him. Okay. Who are you, Mike Pence, in these discussions? Well, it's an ending, not hiatus. Major change. Delayed triumph. That is interesting. What's your secret, Pence? We're going to try to revive ourselves one more time. We gave him a chance. It just didn't work out. That's the secret. And we need some stability here. Hidden enemy is the disappointment. The sacrifice that's going to have to be made. How is China going to steal our election for us? 11th house, hope. Wishes, friends. The North Node, Pence. We are so strong on this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's charge and go forward and do this. We are brave. I'm so brave. I'm ready to go. Okay, so what's crowning you? Your honest genius, Pence. I'm not agreeing. Quarreling. Wait, which way does this go? Still, there's some misunderstandings happening, some quarreling, there's some distrust. Wow. 9th house, Pence. Oh, I talked to you-know-who. This is the plan. This is what they say that we should do. What a turd. Cannot even do it on his own. I am so indecisive. But hey, this guy over here, 9th house, Putin's house, he's going to tell me what to do. Shared resources. I balance what? Oh boy. So being a miser, being super frugal. Libra, balance, hang on, don't hang on. Which one is it, Pence? Stability. I'm going to conserve myself and be super stable as we figure out all this drama. 7th house. Opposition or partner? Pence. News from abroad. News from abroad. Just like that, they're going to tell me what to do. 2nd house, owning and monies, because they have to tell us what to do. 6th house, public servants. Yes, we have felt betrayed by him. We've betrayed our nation. Shh. But it is time for us to come together in our weakness and reconcile things. This is a big, huge mess for our military, our public servants, people are sick. That's the truth. 5th house of the sun, creativity, Mike Pence. Ooh, am I next? Am I next? So this is about, I think this is Donald being the sacrifice, self-sacrifice. He's caught. Here, I'll be the martyr. Let me get down. Let me help you. Wow. But it's because he's so flipping selfish. He's trying to make it all, you know, Jesus church-like, but it's really on the surface. 4th house, defenses, I feel. Pence. You guys, the King of Swords again. Gonna cut him out? Some military might? So this King of Swords, we just drew it for them. Pence draws it, and this was at the full moon. There is some major moves being made here, cutting people out. Wow. 3rd house, communications, Pence. Setting something up. Someone walking away. This is the world. Someone going to take a leave of absence. Wow. 2nd house, income gains, values. What are you sensing, Pence? The Emperor. The Emperor. He values the Emperor. I think he is thinking about himself being the Emperor. Queen of Swords, the 7 of Cups. So there's a lot of temptation going on here for him. Ooh, he is excited. He's going to try to distract, be a decoy. Where way does this go? There we go, the Queen of Swords. So I wonder if they're going to consult some sort of law, some sort of agreement, some sort of statement that's been established and tangible to strike. There's Pence. That's him. Oh, wait, I got to write these down. So that is quite interesting. It's about, I feel like there's kind of a settling, like they definitely are coming to reality, and that is the forward motion now of Saturn, bringing things down to earth. This is the reality. We cannot pretend anymore. So this is Pence. World. How are you guys doing? I can't believe he got this King of Swords again. So fake religion, Christian stuff with him shows up everywhere. It's like, you know what? If he just came out of the closet, and it would just save so much BS and garbage. It would save a lot of money. It would stop traumatizing people. I mean, what a total coward. I was listening to Bob Woodward's Rage book again today, and Don Holio was saying, because they were having a discussion, this was, I think, back like in January maybe, and Donald called him out of the blue, and they were talking on the phone, and he was talking about how I think China maybe is going to give, well, they were talking about Khashoggi, and then MBS, and then Middle East, and I think maybe China investing there, maybe, or maybe I'm getting that part conflicted. But anyway, he was like, they have it all in the Middle East. They have it all, the Saudis. They got all that oil, and they got the religion. They have the religious monuments. That's why they're so powerful and successful. I mean, it was just so stunning how his brain works and what he's manipulating. Money and power, religion used to manipulate things. was just so egregious. Here, you guys, okay? I think we've gotten as much as we can possibly get out of this setting that we're in. We've seen all of the lunations leading up to this point, the seasonal ingresses. We've watched planets sit in the stellium of Capricorn go forward and backwards so painfully, but they're all coming to a head right now. And this Mars retrograde, I've said, it causes serious reflection inside, making one self-aware of what the heck they're doing and all their implications. And Mars can no longer, it's asleep. It can no longer defend the indefensible. It can no longer do those actions outside that are used to cover things up, that are used to distract. Mars doesn't have that type of energy. And coincidentally this week, the Earth is right between the Sun and Mars. And this week in the skies, you will see Mars brighter than ever, I think, than in the past 10, 20 years, and likewise going forward. And so that God of War getting a lot done, being asleep and settled down, hopefully. Fourth house roots. Okay? So thanks so much for coming by, you guys. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Marjorie. Thank you, Cartomancy. I'm glad you guys made it. Divine Feminine is picking them off one by one. You got it, Barb. I mean, she is everywhere. Thank you, Bonnie. Thanks for coming. Thank you, T-Ride. Cynthia. Yes, Mars has been so beautiful in the night sky, DLC. Thank you, Jane Finley. Thank you, thank you. Be safe, everyone. Stay positive. The debate is tomorrow. Thank you, chatters. Thank you, wonderful moderators. We got this. We totally got this. We were all meant to be here, right now. Yay, you. Okay. Good night. See you later.